Jbird, do this. 1 second clips here, Billy Joel.
Dang, Dennys put it at level 10. Is that right?
I ain't scared.
That's where he had it last, I think. Yeah.
He didn't put it at 10.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. What do you think here?
Oh, my gosh.
Ah!
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Okay. 1 second clip of Billy Joel. What song is this?
One more time.
Okay.
Burn, 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 burn. It's not Uptown Girl. I know Dennys likes to do Uptown Girl. Do it one more time.
Okay. One more time here. Billy Joel, what is this song?
I think it's Uptown Girl.
Gonna go with Uptown Girl.
Tell her about it.
Tell her about it. It is, right?
Ah, no, it's not.
It's not?
Nope. Denny says it's Only the Good Die Young.
Oh.
Yep.
You ready for the pain?
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. Bring in the pain.
Oh, God.
Dunkin' is the official coffee of the KVJ Show. America runs on Dunkin'. The KVJ Show is now live on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Well, hello. Welcome to the KVJ Show here for Wednesday. What's going on, Virginia?
What's going on, Kevin?
I get late word that Jbird apparently is ill today.
Any truth to the rumor that he put himself into a carbohydrate coma yesterday at his Panera Bread remote?
I don't know. After he left here, I don't know what he did. I don't know what he ate or what went down, but it must have been crazy because he is laid up today.
Denny said he's on meds. I mean,
Yeah.
what happened? How did it go so wrong at a place he loves so much?
I don't know.
The land of bread bowls and cheese soup.
Have no idea. It seemed like everything was going so well for him yesterday, except for the fact he hadn't really slept. So I don't know. Apparently, it all fell apart, Virginia.
I think his voice is shot, Denny's told me.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, so he's trying to nurse himself back to health.
Man, oh man.
It's that sleep, I'm telling you.
You are right. It is so crucial. If you don't get sleep, you start to get like psycho, like you're tripping on acid or something. It's
you
weird.
do. Yeah, they don't mess with you. So, yeah, it's taking him out. So we will go without the bird most likely today. But we do have some good news. Denny's going to pop in. I think we've got a little experiment we're going to run here today with this joke jury. It's going to be fun. I know that Rocco's going to be making an appearance today.
Woohoo!
We got the Baby Rocco match game we're going to be playing coming up in just a little bit. Heard you talking to Dennys. Apparently, you got some good sleep last night, but while you were slumbering, Rocco went to town, huh, on redecorating?
I was trying to catch up on sleep from this Buffalo trip because 2 nights in a row I got terrible, terrible sleep.
Oh, don't you get sick, too.
No,
I'm
I'm
running
not.
out of people around here.
Last night, I went to bed early. I said, that's it. I'm shutting it down. And Panda was like, really? You're going to bed? I'm like, yeah, really. I'm going to die if I don't go to bed right now.
Sure.
But when you go to bed, just know, as mother and keeper of the nest goes to crap when you're not watching the children.
Panda doesn't lay down the boom?
Apparently not like I do, because
Okay.
I woke up this morning and I'm looking around and there's stickers everywhere. Rocco has taken this pack of stickers and just put them all over the doors, all over
fun.
the walls.
Yeah.
They were on the shower door. I'm like, and I'm already rushing trying to get to work. I don't have time to sit here and pick stickers, but the cleaning up mom in me needs to pick all these stickers off the wall and the doors. Ugh.
And I don't know what kind of adhesive they use on stickers, but they're unbelievable. When Colin and Caitlin were young, talking about probably around Rocco's age, they got some Scooby-Doo stickers, and we had nice, like, wood railings for the upstairs.
Yeah. They love to put it on the nice wood.
Yes, it was like stained wood, and they are still there. Like, they haven't even flinched. And we are talking a good 17-plus years later, and they are still just not even fading. They are up there just bam, like they were just put on yesterday.
My kid is never getting stickers again.
Yeah.
And when I find the person that gave him stickers, there's going to be trouble.
Whoever created stickers actually hates parents. There's some kind of story behind that. It wasn't created for fun. It's created for torture.
And it's not fair.
Yeah, so you got to watch them. The clip we had just a second ago was Jbird trying the 1 second game, 1 second of a musical artist, even an artist you love. And he was not faring well with Billy Joel songs. Let you know how challenging this is. But I tell you, people are calling up and getting it right away. It really
I couldn't
is
believe
amazing.
it. The girl got it yesterday in 1 second.
Yeah. We've got Shawn Mendes, Alessia Cara. There's so many big shows that are going to be happening in South Florida this weekend. It's crazy. I mean, you've got Jennifer Lopez in town for 3 nights. You've got Dave Matthews in town for 2 nights. I mean, even some smaller shows like a Carly Rae Jepsen and Lionel Richie is going to be going on. And tonight you got Sublime and Michael Franti and Spearhead going to be at the Sunset Cove Amphitheater in Boca. So, I mean, there's just so many concerts going on tonight. So we've got these tickets where you can meet and greet with Shawn Mendes, photo pass with Alessia Cara, but you've got to, in just 1 second, tell us not only which of the 2 artists it is, but which song it is.
Uh-oh.
We'll see if somebody can get this one. Okay, that's it.
The great thing about it is if you do get it, you're probably a big fan. So
Big time.
now you're going to this show, you're going backstage, you're going to be in the pit taking pictures.
We're going to double up on your tickets here today. So that is the first clip, first clue. If you know which artist that is and which song, I'll give out some tickets right now. Somebody can get that. If not, 20 more minutes, I'll have another clip for you so you can piece those 2 together and see if you can get them. But we got double tickets today, just after 6 right now, and then after 8 o'clock this morning.
KVJ Show is all over social media. Find us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Well, Virginia, we got Jbird out sick today, so we'll start with you. What you got on your mind?
Just how expensive it is to, have a young girl transitioning from being a young girl to now
Yeah.
being a teenager.
Okay.
She decided she wanted to make over her whole entire room. Now,
Okay, sounds like fun.
it sounds expensive.
Okay.
She had bright blue walls and she had all this furniture she's had since she was 5, but it's nice furniture.
Yeah.
Like girly, little, cute furniture.
Right.
The walls were bright blue. There was pictures and beautiful things all over the walls. She decides, Mom, I want to go minimalist.
Yeah.
I hate my bright blue walls. I hate my pink curtains. I want these pastel, like they're so light now. They're almost white, but
Yeah.
so we had the painters there. They were painting, and now that the curtains won't work, the bed won't work. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Her wanting to go minimalist is costing me so much money. And you would think, oh, it's minimalist. It's going to be minimal. No,
Right.
it's actually maximumist.
So she's got paint and
New furniture.
new furniture.
And all the pictures are now off the wall. She wanted all these little macrame, like hanging shelves and stuff now. Like there's not a single picture. It looks so generic. I'm like, Mags, I wouldn't walk in this room and know it was yours. She's like, yes, I love that.
But it's all grown up now.
Right.
So different. It's a new Magnolia. It's like the new look. You got to change everything up.
Well, her room used to look like I did it because I did. You know, pictures everywhere,
Right.
beautiful framed photos, family shots. Now it just looks like any generic hotel room you would see in like some minimalist hotel. I don't like it.
So you're not approving.
Let
Now,
her-
do you disapprove more of the look or of the cost?
both.
Okay.
I like personalizing your space. And this space to me says nothing about it being her. It looks so boring, but whatever. It's her space, so
Okay.
I'm gonna take a picture of it. You know what? I'm gonna post a before and after so you can see the drastic difference.
See what you, yeah. I get that. I mean, there's definitely a different look from your kid room to when you become an adult. I think like every kid at a certain age, and probably around 12, 13, teen years, you gotta have a, make good. Gotta revamp that thing.
Money just flies out the window,
I hear you.
flushes down the toilet.
What I got on my mind here today is I'm always toying around with, my diet, trying to figure everything out. just always got to stay on top of it. And, you know, where I am right now, I don't even know what it is I'm doing, to be honest with you. I just don't even know. I've cut way back on calories. I have kind of like a red, all that stuff. It's kind of, I do my own little mishmash of so many things that I've read. And I don't do a lot of meats anymore. If I do meats, it's mainly a little bit of seafood. I try to even kind of avoid chicken. I don't do much of that because you don't know with hormones. Red meat pretty much is gone from my diet, Virginia. So it's a lot of vegetables.
Okay.
Things along those lines. And I've even kind of like, cut it down to basically 2 meals a day. So I almost have a little bit of the intermittent fasting that's going on because I hear you don't need a lot of calories. And that's part of it, kind of like on that whole caveman diet. I remember seeing this guy. He looked like he was 60 and he was jacked and he looked healthy. And he's like, yeah, I mean, our stomachs are about the size of your fist. So you really don't need more than just a handful of food. That's how the cavemen did it. They would be out and they'd be foraging and they would need a little bit of food for energy. And then they would eat and then have some berries and it would signal their body to stop eating. And that's how, we should be today, even 10,000 years later.
They would scamper around and go look for more food. So they were constantly exercising.
Yeah, you didn't have obese cavemen, apparently, is what they're all trying to get to. But now I'm reading today that the so-called caveman diet may not be healthy after all.
Oh, no.
It's just always something. As soon as I think I figure it out, something shoots it out of the air. They looked at 44 people that were on this paleo diet and 47 other people who were kind of following just a more traditional diet. And they found the ones who were doing the caveman diet had twice the amount of a key blood biomarker that's closely associated with heart disease.
Oh,
so now they're thinking that the caveman diet is going to give you heart disease. You can't win with anything you ever do.
Cavemen didn't, I don't know if they lived that long. So they probably could do whatever the heck they wanted.
But they usually got like eaten by a dinosaur or something.
Yeah, and the life expectancy was probably a lot lower just in general.
Well, yeah, I mean, a saber-toothed tiger is going to take you out.
Woolly mammoth.
Yeah, those kind of things are dangerous. By the way, did you see the clip of that girl, speaking of dangerous, that bison flipped her on the Oregon Trail?
No.
Oh, my goodness. It was just kind of like, it's a bison. Looks like he's peaceful. He's big, yes, but, he's not going to charge anybody. Oh, au contraire. Yeah, these people are just walking along and and they don't realize too late. And this girl, she must have done 4 flips in the air. Like that weird oblong. I'm like, oh my gosh, exactly.
Is she okay?
I don't know. She at least has a serious bruise somewhere on her body.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, I saw that clip. I'm like, I don't know. Anymore, I can't tell if it's real, though. I'm like, did that really just happen?
Yeah.
Is that
it
legit?
CGI?
Is it CGI? I couldn't even tell. I'm like, it's got to be a big clip. It was unbelievable. Yeah, 4 flips. I mean, so yeah, those things will take you out.
You can't tell what's real anymore because there's a famous clip of a kid. He's driving and singing to like a Disney song or something in his car, doing a video of him singing and driving.
Yeah.
And he gets hit by another car and flips like 3 times. And he's like, screaming because it's recording him.
Yeah.
And then you find out, I seen another video, it was the filming of making that video.
Aww.
And what it was a ramp that went up it was kind of like a ramp that turned. So when you drive on it, it tips your car over sideways. And it was all done intentionally as a prank.
You never have any idea. You don't even know what you're watching anymore.
I thought that video was real for like 4 years.
Well, the thing Will Smith was just talking about, have you seen some of the movies they're doing now where they make people look younger? They had just done that. I watched the entire Captain Marvel movie, and they took Samuel L. Jackson and made him look about 30 years younger. It's really kind of crazy what they're doing. And so this is just, how it is now. And Will Smith was talking about, apparently he's done one of these things where they do the CGI and they make you look younger. And he was saying, you know what? I'm thinking about quitting working out. He's like, 'cause this is great. It was like me versus, it's called Gemini Jr. He said, I'm going to get really fat and really overweight and just use the Gemini Jr.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, it's for this movie he's got, Gemini Man, that's going to be coming out where he, plays him older, but then a lot of it's him at the age of 23. And you watch it and you forget. Like, I watched the whole thing with Samuel L. Jackson. The entire movie, he's 30 years younger.
Oh, if only you could do that to yourself in real life.
Well, that's just it, yeah. I mean, could we just start sending holograms of us out that
I want to
look good?
CGI my face.
And I'm going to stay home and just eat whatever I want and not worry about it.
You wonder if in the future, because there was talks that instead of cell phones that we hold and it blocks one of our hands, so to give us some more mobility, they were talking about glasses, like kind of like the Star Trek
Google
guy.
glasses kind of thing that they tried.
Yeah, where everything would be in your vision and you can control it by looking and using hand gestures, something like that.
Seems like too much. How weird would people look if They are just walking around.
They already look weird in Publix. On the Bluetooth, you look like you're talking to yourself while you're picking out apples.
I mean, honestly, planet Earth has gotten too weird for me. If people are just walking around making hand motions, I'm like, at that point, I'm like, yeah, I'm just too old. I need to go.
Yeah, well, Elon Musk is talking about putting computers in our brains, like you were talking about a year ago.
Yeah, trying to sync those up with your smartphone.
Don't you let that Musk put no computer in your brain.
Well, I mean, come on. What are we? The Russians already are hacking us with that Face app.
Do you want your brain hacked too?
The Russians would get in there. They would. We'd be speaking Russian. All of us would be speaking Russian within a week.
All of a sudden, all I crave is vodka.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Just give me another White Russian.
My fear is that as we keep advancing technologically, just the fact that we still have issues with troubleshooting. We still have troubleshooting departments because computers always have issues. So now we're going to attach it to our brain and have issues with that?
Right. And
You got to make
more
sure
power.
that's ironclad before you go put it into someone's...
So
Stupid.
you won't go to a doctor. You'll have to go to an IT guy.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What's happening?
I mean, what are we doing?
We love our IT guy that we have now, but pretty much all of the IT guys we've had before him hated us. So
Oh, they would all let me die.
they all would say the most horrible things about Kevin as soon as he walked out of the room.
They would implant some kind of dialogue for me to go onto the radio, and I would say they would guarantee to get me fired.
Yeah, ruin his career in 5 seconds or less.
There you go. All right, what do we got over here, Dennys? What's on your mind?
It was funny you brought up Will Smith because I read you know those TILs, Today I Learned? It's like a common thread amongst Reddit and some forums and such. Well, it was Alec Guinness. He was a credited actor in the past that played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars flick.
Right.
Well, he had a whole acting career before that movie. And the article was about how much he hated that role. Every time somebody came up to him, he despised Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it led me to a list on the same page of actors that hated the roles that got him famous. And another one that shocked me on there, well, funny enough, was Will Smith from his TV show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He says every time he watches that now, he just cringes at the bad acting, and he knows all the stuff that was going behind the scenes at that time.
Oh, yeah,
just
there's a lot of
watching any of
drama.
that, working on contracts, because those shows back then they were still kind of in a transition period where people were asking for more money, people were becoming breakout stars.
And he had that nasty feud with who played the mom, and she still to this day curses his name.
She does.
Yeah.
So, and he says he'll be walking down the street and people start singing that song to him, and his eye starts twitching because he's just thinking back to the days of that. And the other one that shocked me was Kate Winslet hated her role as Rose on Titanic.
I've heard that.
She despised it. She said that James Cameron was rough to her on set, used to call her overweight and stuff. Yeah. So she has a terrible time. And that movie became so big, and everybody always, anytime she goes to an interview, they're always like, oh, from Titanic.
They
and
always
stuff.
want to know about the why didn't you move over and let,
And then she's just like, her eye just twitches. She hates that role. She says that ruined her. And then another one, I mean, I think this one was pretty common knowledge, but Harrison Ford hated the role of Han Solo.
Really?
Absolutely. He also hated his role where he played the detective in Blade Runner. He thought that movie just had terrible writing. He's like, I'm a detective. He's like, I'm an incompetent detective. And he just hated anything that had to do with sci-fi. But funny enough, those two films are the ones that skyrocketed him into stardom.
Yeah.
So it's weird when a person hates their own...
Ungrateful actor.
And I heard for a while, that's always been his wish, is to kill off Han Solo. And so every movie that they would have that he would be in, he'd be like, hey, can we kill him in this one?
Yeah, you can see him around. He has a shirt that says F Han Solo and F Star Wars.
Really? Yeah.
I just thought it's funny because there's a couple artists as well, musicians that hate their own songs or hate their own groups.
Right. They've got a song and it's like it overshadowed any other work they ever did. They feel obligated to play it in concert. It's kind of like the Counting Crows and Mr. Jones.
Exactly. But that's what people are coming to see. They don't think of that because they're so in it.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I play this song every single night of my life for 15 years.
Shut up and play it. That's
Virginia,
why we're
they don't have
here.
that grateful attitude I've been talking about.
They do not.
You got to just be that grateful you had the one hit. That's it. They're looking at it all wrong.
It's just a crazy psychosis. The thing that got you famous is the thing you hate.
Looking at it the wrong way.
I agree.
Looking at it the wrong way. All right, I played this clip for you a little bit ago. It's one of the artists, either Shawn Mendes or Alessia Cara. It's going to be at American Airlines Arena on Sunday. That's all you get right now, unless somebody can't figure it out. Denny said he went through 20 incorrect guesses, and then finally we had Marcus from Port St. Lucie take a guess that apparently is right. Marcus, who is the artist and what is the song?
Shawn Mendes, Stitches.
Shawn Mendes and Stitches. Do you get it from this, Virginia?
No.
Beating in the mining. That is it, Marcus.
Yay, Marcus.
Very nice. Congratulations. You got tickets to the show with Shawn Mendes, Alessia Cara on Sunday. And here's the really cool thing. You're now qualified for this upgrade to the prime seats, the meet and greet with Shawn Mendes, a photo pass experience for Alessia Cara, and a one-night hotel stay, which, coming from Port St. Lucie, you probably want to take advantage of that in Miami, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. Very nice. It's a sold-out show, too, so congrats to you. Courtesy of Def Jam and Republic Records. Right about 8 o'clock this morning, I'm going to give you another chance to win, so we're going to double up on those prizes coming up here today. What do you think is the most disgusting beach in all of South Florida?
Aw.
If you want to say it's got the most fecal matter of any beach. What is our diaper beach, our poo beach here in South Florida? I will let you know next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
A lot of people trying to take a guess here. What is South Florida's dirtiest beach that is out there? If you had to take a stab at it, Virginia,
It makes me sad.
which one do you think?
I hope it's not. They close it a lot. Is it Du Bois?
Somebody guess Du Bois.
Because it does get closed a lot, and people have called it Diaper Beach. I love Du Bois. I think it's beautiful.
Have you ever gone there and noticed it being a little bit funky?
Yeah, I've noticed it being a little trashy.
Okay.
I like trashy sometimes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I just fit right
It's
in.
relatable to you, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's fun. I just love it. It's close to our house. It's got that little cove where the kids can swim and not get swept away to sea.
Yeah, somebody else guessed Du Bois Park that had texted in. It's not Du Bois. Greg said it's got to be a beach starting with the letter H, either Hallover, Hollandale, or Hollywood. It actually is none of those. It doesn't start with the letter H. It's not Bathtub Beach like Meredith thought, and it's not Lake Worth Beach like Michael thought. It is actually Crandon Park on Key Biscayne.
Really?
Yes, the Environmental Area Research and Policy Center looked at the number of days in 2018 that the water had bacteria counts exceeding the Environmental Protection Agency standards, which could potentially sicken swimmers. So if you're out there and swimming around, you're going, hey, and a wave hits you and it goes in your mouth, then the next day you're like Jbird and you're out sick. That's kind of what they're looking at. So they said that Crandon Park on Key Biscayne in Miami had 17 unsafe days in 2018, where if you went and got too much water in your mouth, you were going to be sick. You did not want to have that happen.
It seems like, too, we hear more and more about this, and I don't know if it's just more widely publicized, all the people getting sick from the beach,
Yeah.
or if the beach is truly looking to kill us.
There's a lot of stuff that's going on. All the stories that I've had about what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico, that's horrifying stuff. And it sounds like some of it's getting dumped down, even runoff from rivers and all that's happening. Pesticides, fertilizers, I don't know. People just throwing their garbage in the water. I have no clue. Now, they say that the main offender is fecal matter from either people or animals. So to me, I would think if that were the case, any kind of like dog beach would be leading the charge, right? I mean, there's not that much human poo on beaches, right?
You hope.
I mean, people are
But,
not.
I mean, you don't know what happens on the beach at night.
And
It could
Crandon-
be lawless.
I know. I don't think Crandon Park, is that a dog beach?
I have no idea. I've never been to Crandon.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. Somebody can let me know. So I'm like, does that mean then where is all the poo-poo coming from? Where's the fecal matter in the water coming from?
And the dogs at Dog Beach aren't pooing in the water usually.
Well-
they're usually pooing on the beach, right?
Yeah, but if you poo on the beach, waves come up and there's leftover fecal matter, it washes right back out into the water. I mean, when you think about it, yeah, it's just that kind of how it works out, Virginia.
We got to find some better way to get rid of our poo. I just thought of just having the beaches disturbed because of fecal makes me so sad.
Well, the thing that I think this is good for is for people who love the dog beach is, like I said, I don't think Crandon is a dog beach. So, that would be an argument if where you had high levels of fecal matter being a dog beach, they may be like, maybe we just can't have dogs on the beach because of the poo thing, and it's going to be making people sick. So that's kind of it. Somebody said too many unsafe days. How is even one unsafe day acceptable? Yeah, that's it. I mean, you wouldn't want any unsafe days, but that's just where it is. And I think a lot of times they will put like a flag up to let you know, hey, because they run tests. I assume probably about every beach in the morning, and they say, okay, what's the fecal counts on this beach? And then, should we allow people in the water or not? And yeah, it says, according to this, 17 days in 2018, Crandon Park on Key Biscayne. They're like, nope, not a good day to go in the water. Don't do it.
Oh.
They say nearly 60% showed potentially unsafe levels of fecal bacteria on at least one day last year. 60% of our beaches had at least one day.
That's messed up.
It is messed up,
I
yeah.
had family coming in town from Kentucky, and they're so excited to go to the beach, and now the beach is freaking me out. I love the beach.
I'm from around that area. I don't think we care, Virginia. If I brought people back from they'd be like, I don't care. What are you talking about?
We ain't scared of manure. What you talking about?
I see the pond I jump in. It's got cow dung all floating in it. They wouldn't probably have any kind of problem. Yeah, so, I guess it's just sewage runoff and whatever. Why they have the most, I don't know. Somebody said it's because of a lack of movement of water combined with the poo. So if you have, maybe it's, kind of, I think it's kind of in there.
That's why Du Bois gets flagged, I think, because they have that cove and there's a lack of movement in the water. That's why it's fun to bring your kids to Du Bois, because they won't be swept away by waves and pulled out to Cuba. But for the very reason why it's so fun to bring the kids there is also why it's awful, because of the lack of movement in the water.
Right. Somebody else is saying maybe that it could have something to do with the water currents. There could be a dog beach actually north or south, and the currents are running to Crandon Park, so it may not be the poo-poo from that beach. It could be poo from other beaches that is washing right there, and then that's why it's bad. That's crazy.
Okay, you have the list of the worst. Can you just tell me the one best? Because maybe that's where I should bring my family.
Yeah, that's what they don't give. They always give like the disgusting beaches.
What's the beach that never gets flagged? That's the beach I want to go to.
Why don't they don't have that list. They will only tell you the disgusting ones to freak you out. Yeah, they don't tell you if you want to go which had the lowest levels of fecal matter, what's the cleanest beach.
Because I'll travel.
Didn't say.
I don't care. I'll travel north, south, whatever it takes, not to swim with turds.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I just don't feel like exposing myself or my family
if
to
we
that.
announced that beach within 3 days, it would be Turd Beach. That'd
You're
be the
right.
problem. Because everybody would go, and then everybody's dirty.
The people are the problem.
The people are the problem, probably.
You got to go to the most desolate spot, maybe.
Yeah. Somebody's saying probably the big part for Crandon Park, right next to a huge city, definitely sewage runoff, higher temps and water temps, nothing can die off. So that's kind of some of the comments that people have about that. But that's,
and isn't it Biscayne Bay? Like,
yeah,
the bay says to me it's kind of trapped in a little bit, landlocked.
Yeah, it is. Not as much water current movement. So, yeah. Once the fecal matter gets in there, it's just kind of locked.
Okay, I'm going to take them to the waves. I'm not going to go to the bay.
Yeah, something to learn about your water, what you're doing.
Hopefully we don't have a little kid swept out to sea.
Mm-hmm. Maybe what you need to do, just stay home and go to the pool. Is that cleaner? I don't know. It depends upon what you're doing. We were talking about Crandon Park apparently being the dirtiest beach in South Florida, at least when it came to levels of fecal matter in the water, and everybody's just worried about who's blaming who. 17 unsafe days they had in 2018. People are saying, please stop blaming dogs. Has nothing to do with dogs. I'm not saying that. That's why I've told you. I said, in fact, I was doing the opposite. I was saying you would think a dog beach would have more, and it doesn't. So don't blame the dogs. So dog people get so sensitive, Virginia. So sensitive. And I'm not doing that at all. But, yeah, it could be whatever the runoff is, and I don't know. And I think probably the biggest thing is just you don't have the waves that are coming up. So, does that mean it's going to be better to go to a pool? If it's your pool and you control who's in it, I remember we had a call, I think it was a week or two ago, from on a KVJ court. There was a dad that was all upset because he wanted to get a pool because he wanted to be able to get in water and not have to worry about stuff. But then all the neighbor kids started crashing. He didn't mind his own kids being in there, but then the kids were inviting friends over and he couldn't get in there. Who knows what's going on? I hear one kid talking to another kid about just peeing in the pool. Like, no.
He lost control of his pool.
He did. So you don't want to lose control of anything when it comes to your swimming locale.
No.
So I know you're going for the pool here, but in snobby Tequesta.
No, it's not snobby Tequesta.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No, it's so the problem. When we bought this house, that was one of the main things. I looked at the backyard. I'm like, ooh, we've got enough room to put in a pool. I've always dreamed of a pool.
Yeah.
I thought it would be so cool for the kids to grow up and have a pool, so that our house is the house where the kids come and I can keep an eye on everybody.
Yep.
I don't like the thought of the kids going away to go swim. I want to watch them swim. I want it to be. I'm just paranoid.
Okay, because now do you think that you're a better mother than every other mother in Tequesta?
No, but if I have my eyes on my kid, then it's on my watch.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
You just don't trust.
I just don't trust anyone.
Okay.
In pools or life.
Just in life. You don't trust any of these Tequesta
I want to
people.
watch my kids swim, so if anything goes down, I'm there.
Are you a certified lifeguard? Do you know CPR?
I do, actually.
Okay.
But it's been a while. It's been a while.
All right. Well, if you're the house to go to, you might want to brush up on your CPR skills. If other moms are listening, be like, why do I trust her over me? I've heard her. So where are we with this pool? Because I know it's been a to-do where you got to get like the city commission to give you permission.
Yeah, so this has been a journey that's been going on pretty much since we bought the house.
Oh, my goodness.
In 2015, we started inquiring about putting in a pool, and our HOA sent us back a letter and said, we can't approve it until Martin County approves it.
Okay.
And I was like, Martin County has to approve it? Oh, this sounds painful and expensive, and I have to go figure all this out. So after a 2-year journey now that we've been on, 2 years.
Your kid's going to be grown up by the time you get his pool put in.
know.
You're going to get it for the graduation gift.
2 years later, we are now tomorrow night going before this board. It's a zoning board of Martin County, because I guess when our community was originally built back in 1990, they did not give you any control over most of the land in your backyard.
All right.
Because I live on a golf course, but the setbacks on my property say that I don't have enough room to put a pool. But if you stand in my yard, you clearly see I have enough room to put a pool.
Right.
Plenty of enough room between where my land ends and the golf course starts. So what you have to do is you have to go and you have to apply for a variance on your property. And this panel, they're kind of like a jury, according to the attorney.
Yeah.
They're like a jury of people that decide whether or not you can get a pool put in your backyard. So this goes down tomorrow.
There's no way anyone on this panel is under the age of 65.
I don't know.
There's no way. You better speak up when you talk to them.
This sounds like something you do when you're retired. You join the zoning board, definitely.
She wants a stool? No, pool.
So yeah, tomorrow night we've been training the children because they get to testify too.
Oh my goodness!
So
Don't let Rocco talk.
They get to. We've been working with him. Hopefully, he does. He does right
He
by
drops
the
an
family.
F-bomb and ruins it for everybody.
He better not.
That would be pretty amazing, actually.
I will just tell them, you know what, bailiff, take him into custody. I don't want his vibe around us anymore. I'm done with this child.
So you'll be able to tell us here by week's end probably whether or not you're going to be able to get this pool finally?
Oh yeah, I'll know. So when you see me on Friday,
Okay.
you'll be able to tell by my face how Thursday night went.
Oh boy. So if it doesn't go well, then we just forget about it.
I'll be so sad.
Okay.
So much money. Because, I mean, yeah, the pool costs money, and the pool company's been holding a check for thousands of dollars for months and months.
Oh, wow.
They're just
Yeah.
holding our check. And you have to go and pay for all, like, the attorney.
Yeah.
And you have to pay for even to go before the board. It's
How
like,
much is this tagging on a regular pool cost, the fight you've had?
so far, an extra, like, $3,000.
Gosh, that's so annoying.
And then it
That's
could
a lot
be
of pool toys.
I haven't got the final bill from the attorney yet. I'm scared of that too.
Oh, my gosh.
So I just gave him a small retainer, but you know how legal bills work. I don't have to tell you.
Hell yeah. No.
You know all too well.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So cross your fingers, cross your toes.
Okay. Big Judgment Day is coming up for
Big
Virginia.
Judgment Day tomorrow night.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in a second, police just apprehended a guy near Taylor Swift's house. And you're not going to believe what he had on him. I will tell you all the stuff that he had in his murder kit, basically, and what he said when they picked him up. Scary stuff. Before we get into that, though, the Swedish government could be forced to pay millions to A$AP Rocky if he's ultimately cleared of assault charges. They're saying in Sweden, if somebody is charged with a crime and found not guilty, then the country has to pay back the money that you lost because you didn't work during that time that you were on trial and that they held you before your trial began. In the case of A$AP Rocky, they say he's already had to cancel 12 shows, so he's missed 12 shows, and he's supposed to be doing 7 more from now through September. They say he makes about $100,000 or a little bit more per show, so that is a lot of money, about $2 million just with them holding him through the month of September that he will lose.
Wow.
$2 million.
That's crazy.
Crazy stuff. In other news, it sounds like Lifetime is working on a follow-up show. You remember that Surviving R. Kelly and how crucial and integral it was to actually bringing down R. Kelly? Well, now they're going to do a follow-up called The Aftermath of R. Kelly. I love these names. It's so dramatic. You're really nailing it, Lifetime. It'll be a 4-part series featuring interviews, new interviews with survivors after his incarceration, new interviews with psychologists and experts and the whole thing. You know, he is currently standing for 18 counts of serious sexual misconduct in Chicago and New York. If convicted on all of these counts, he faces 195 years in prison. So
Dang.
Very serious stuff there.
Right.
And finally, here, another very serious story. They nabbed a 32-year-old guy in a park right by Taylor Swift's Rhode Island home. When they grabbed him, because he was acting really weird, and people in the park are like, something's going on with that guy. You better talk to him. So the cops did. They pulled him aside, and they're like, what you doing, guy? In his bag, he had a baseball bat, 30 lock picks, a crowbar, gloves, a flashlight, screwdrivers, and a rake. Not sure if he was going to rake leaves.
Wait, hold on.
Before or after
This
he
is
killed.
a random, like, okay, what are all these things for? If you break down what this guy's got going on, a rake?
A rake. And it must have been like a collapsible rake, because you can't put a full-size rake in a duffel. Everybody knows that.
Okay, the gloves, not to leave fingerprints, the lock picks to get in, a crowbar, probably to help with that.
Or weapon. Baseball bat, weapon.
Yeah, rake?
Rake, screwdrivers.
What is that? You going to rake up cat hair? Like, what's he doing with the rake?
I bet she does have a lot of cat hair.
Yeah.
She's got like 18
Oh,
cats.
they figure if they get in there, they're expecting to be attacked by an army of cats. And so they got to rake up the cat hair afterwards.
Yeah, but they started talking to the guy, and he said that he was there to meet up with Taylor Swift. He believed that she was sent to help him with his musical career, and that's why he was going to her house.
I think she's doing all right. I don't know if she needs help.
As of yesterday, they still had the guy locked up on a $10,000 bail, so that's good.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day. Brought to you by Christmas in July. It happens tonight at Nuvo Health and Wellness, right there on Clematis. Santa's going to be there. Oh my gosh, Santa. We're going to be collecting new unwrapped toys for little smiles, and everybody that brings one is automatically in the running for free wrinkle relaxer.
Okay.
It's a new injectable, Kevin, and you know how I love a new injectable.
It's so weird. You're so anti-chemical, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, bring it on.
I'm more anti-wrinkle than I am anti-chemical.
Okay, so that trumps it out.
So we'll see all my fellow anti-wrinklers tonight at Nuvo starting at 5 p.m.
Okay, very nice. Saw this story, Virginia. Are you going to be doing a hot tub in combination with your pool?
I am not, because I'm cheap.
Okay.
It costs like, I don't know, like $15,000 more if you want to put in the hot tub. And
Is it really?
The pool is for the kids.
Yeah.
The kids don't go in the hot tub. We have a community pool. They never go in the hot tub. So I'm not getting a hot tub.
Apparently, there's a new problem that's going on here in South Florida now. If you've got a hot tub, and one West Palm Beach family just figured it out, they basically double as iguana toilets.
Oh.
there's a family that went out and there was iguana poo all in their hot tub. And so they're trying to figure out why, because the pool is untouched, but the hot tub is just riddled with iguana poo.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it an iguana bidet? Do they like the way the warm water feels on their butts?
You're kind of getting somewhere. They're cold-blooded. So they like to warm up, and they warm up. That's why when it gets cold out, iguanas are dropping from the power lines and the trees, cold-blooded. So they get into a hot tub, and it feels great for them. And then while they're in there, it's like, so they relax so much, they just release everything. So these iguanas are getting in hot tubs, and they're just evacuating.
Oh.
And your hot tub turned into an iguana toilet now.
That's terrible.
It's terrible, right? And I don't know if you could do this. Now, the Florida Wildlife Commission recently reminded homeowners and people who have iguana toilets that you can kill iguanas if you see them lurking on your property or taking a deuce in your hot tub. But I don't know who got the heart to do that. I am not an iguana murderer. I couldn't do it.
I'm not either.
Yeah, I just couldn't bring myself
I don't
want to
hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to do it.
I'd like for him to find somebody, because some of these like weird dudes that get shirtless and walk around downtown, with the iguana on their shoulder, I know they would love to have it. So if we can get some more weird shirtless guys who would like to adopt iguanas.
I want to wrangle up all the iguanas and just give it to that shirtless guy.
Have an iguana farm.
I don't want to curb stomp an iguana. That's not why I'm here.
I totally agree. But I mean, if they keep, deucing up your hot tub, I don't know what you're going to do. So that's one of the problems going on.
Can you get a cover for it? I mean, I think that you have to, right?
You're going to have to now. That's basically what it is, because the hot tubs are just calling to these iguanas.
That's so gross.
There's
been a lot of fecal stuff already, and it's not even 7:15.
Well, we were talking about the poo and the beaches, so I just want to remind you that if you're thinking, you know what, I don't need to go to the beach, I'm just going to go warm up in my hot tub. You got problems everywhere you go. We got Camp KVJ for you. 4-pack of tickets to Rapids Water Park. You can get wet, have some fun, go down a slide, and not have to worry about iguana poo. They keep the iguanas out of Rapids. Plus, you got a 4-pack of tickets to the back-to-school night happening this Saturday at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. And we'll send you to Bud's Chicken and Seafood, all brought to you by Brayman Minute Palm Beach.
I mean, that's so much stuff. You can't even do all that in one day. So it's kind of 2 days of Camp KVJ for you and the kids.
A couple days of good stuff to do. If you want to get your hands on it, just get a hold of us, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Gotta say happy birthday to Bindi Irwin. She would not want you to kill iguanas. She loves animals, just like her dad did.
She does love animals, except stingray. She hates stingrays.
Take them out.
She hates she would F the stingray. That's her T-shirt.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I saw it.
That's the stingray. She's 21, so she's free to drink in America, at least. I'm not sure what they do in Australia. I feel like you can drink at 4 there.
I feel like Australia's more loose and more fun and more awesome.
No rules, just right.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. She also won season 21 of Dancing with the Stars. Happy birthday to her. J-Lo is going to be spending her weekend in Miami with some shows at American Airlines Arena's turning 50.
50?
Yeah.
She looks 30.
And she still does lap dances on stage. So if you're one of the lucky few to be called up on stage, hello, J-Lo.
She is aging backwards. Good for you.
Barry Bonds turns 55 today. And Michael Richards, who was Kramer on Seinfeld. It's 30 years since that show debuted, I believe. 70 years old today.
Okay.
He was still 40 when that show came out.
Wow, he's 70?
He's 70.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I know, right?
I did not see that one coming.
Got to say happy birthday to Anthony Gaston. Thanks for introducing me to the show on Xbox 10 or so years ago. Very cool. That is from Shelby. Also, Eric, happy birthday. That's from Rachel and Ozzy. We love the show and still listen daily all the way from Nashville.
Woohoo!
All right. Love that. Also, got to say what up to Lexi from your mom, grandma, and Connor. And also a belated birthday to my awesome son, Brandon. Love Dad, Mom, and Sean. Want to get a birthday on the KVJ Show? You can just let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. We already had one giveaway today. that we did for Shawn Mendes and Alessia Cara coming up at American Airlines Arena on Sunday. We're going to be doing another one in just about 1 hour. And we got Camp KVJ right now with Misty from West Palm. Hello, Misty.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. Okay, you got 3 kids that you're trying to keep busy this summertime?
Oh, yes.
What are they doing? What are the kids doing on a day-to-day basis right now?
Aggravate me on my days off. No. They're just basically staying home.
Yeah, okay, well, that's good. They're able to do that. Well, I'm going to give you something to take them to Rapids. Let them aggravate everybody else while they're there. 4-pack of tickets.
Exactly.
Yes, they'll take care of you. You got 3 kids. You get to go. You also got back to school night at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium on Saturday. Go to that. And then feed them at Bud's Chicken and Seafood, okay?
All right, great.
Very nice. All brought to you by Bremen Mini Palm Beach. You got another chance to win with Camp KVJ coming up tomorrow. Well, we're talking to a lot of people kind of pumping the brakes and rethinking before getting married here. Kind of got another situation. Is this a make-up, breakup type thing for you? Would you still get married? Shannon, having some second thoughts. Is this a big deal or not? So there's something you really want your fiance to do, Shannon, that apparently he's dragging his feet on. So tell me what's your situation with this guy.
Well, my fiance, Benjamin, and I have been together about 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
We have a child together, and we both have kids from previous relationships. Well,
Okay.
I'm wanting him to adopt my daughter, and I've spoken to him about it a couple of times, and he's just not wanting to adopt her. And I just really have a big issue with that. I don't want our daughter feeling like she isn't loved by my new husband, you know, her stepfather, who she has other siblings with. And this is a big issue for me. I don't know if I should stay with him or if I should leave. This is a big issue.
Well, the one question I have, and this, might be the one hesitation, what about your the baby daddy? Where is he and what's going on with him?
Well, he hasn't been in her life since she was born. So
Okay.
it's not like he's fighting for the male position. It's open.
Okay. So that's been vacated, and that's what you're just feeling like you want to be one big happy family and have everything be official. So you're like going, look, if you're legally going to marry me, why would you not legally adopt my daughter who does not have a dad that's standing in that position? And that to me would be a complete family. So if I marry this guy, I'm going to feel like my marriage to Benjamin's a little bit incomplete.
I wouldn't marry Benjamin if he doesn't adopt my daughter.
I think that's the question.
I
You
would
agree
not.
with Jbird, Virginia?
Yeah, I mean, you really want to become a family unit, and it's kind of scary that he doesn't want to.
There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, look, me and my kids are a package deal. If you don't like that, hit the highway, bub.
I think an all-in mentality is not bad. I think families got to be all in, and there are stories and there are hesitations. Unfortunately, it does happen where kids get treated differently.
I couldn't imagine that. You are the dad. Like, you're going to be the husband and you're not going to adopt the kid. Think, I don't like this guy.
They just may say, look, that's not. Sometimes people have a blockage about saying biologically that's not mine, and so, I'm not going to put it at full status.
Wrong
Well,
mentality.
Yeah, he's telling you right there that he's not going to be able to treat your child the way you want him to. So now you have to reevaluate everything.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it kind of is too, because you're not on the same page, and you need to be on the same page when you're going to marry somebody.
Yeah. I think I kind of agree with you guys. I mean, why settle? I think you're settling if you and say, look, here's and let them know. To lay it out. Be like, look, I need all or nothing. I need all in or not at all. So, yeah, it's got to be one or the other for me.
Walls Pennington, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Well, the people that are hitting us up via text have got a little bit of a different take than what we had when it came to Shannon's situation. She's going to be getting married, and she would like for her fiance, when they do, to adopt her kid who doesn't have a father in the picture, and said, hey, I mean, it's not like, going to be sharing anything. We thought, okay, if you're going to be a committed family together, then that seems like the right thing to do. And there are some people that do see that way. But, some people are bringing up the point that adoption is more permanent even than marriage. You can't just divorce a child and, he's obviously not committed to this whole family structure that you want. Now, does that mean that she should get out? But a lot of people are saying, look, I would never expect another man to take responsibility for another man's child. So if she leaves this guy, she going to expect the next guy to adopt both of these kids now? And he's going to be on the hook for child support. So, but to me, that says, I get the point of that, but to me that says, okay, do you need to get married then? Because you get married when you want a whole family unit, right?
Right.
So,
maybe you guys shouldn't be getting married.
Right. If it's not going to be a whole family unit like this and we're going to be committed to each other till death do us part, then maybe it's like, okay, we'll kind of be together, but yeah, my kid will still be my financial responsibility. Don't worry about it. And if that's okay with you, live like that. If that's not okay with you and you want the whole thing and the full commitment and you want to feel like we are completely bound as a family, then yeah, maybe you're not with the right guy.
He's not the guy. And that happens sometimes.
You know, people are saying, look, you cannot force this down his throat. You cannot hold this as an ultimatum. You cannot say, adopt my child or else. And I guess that's what you'd be doing if you walk away, but you're just giving the reason. It's not like, look, I don't want you to do it because you feel obligated because again in the relationship. It's just something that I need and I want you to be into this. And you're clearly not.
And you don't have to settle for anything less than perfect situations going in. If you don't have exactly the situation you want, don't get married.
Somebody asked the question, okay, is Shannon going to be adopting his kids? Meaning she would, I guess technically she could be on the hook for financial responsibility there.
Do they have a mother?
She didn't say that, and that would be the question. Yeah, she might not be able to have that right because if they have a mom that's in the picture, you just can't step in and adopt.
Right.
So probably not. So, yeah. Somebody else said, look, he clearly doesn't see her daughter in the same way as the other children, and that will reflect in the way that he treats her.
Absolutely.
This doesn't necessarily just have to even do with the finances. You don't want her treated any differently, and it sounds like that's going to be the case. Since you already know how he feels about it, I wouldn't bring it up anymore. You don't want him to do it because he feels like he has to. He needs to want it. But still, I'm out.
Maybe you guys just have to figure out a new normal for you. Maybe you don't have to get married. Maybe you just maybe date him and live your life, but still stay focused on your child because I don't think he wants to be.
Heidi's on here from Pompano. Got a thought on this. What'd you want to say, Heidi?
Hi, good morning. I don't know if this is just an issue for her, but I'm thinking when you're with somebody for 2 years, you have an idea of how he's going to treat your child. She didn't mention if she was willing to adopt his child, but if she did have an idea of how he's going to treat her daughter. But now, in another light, if it's a teenager, hey, I don't know if I would want to adopt, but I went through the same situation with my husband, and he did not want me to adopt his daughter.
Okay.
So I think it's something that she needs to. If they've been together 2 years, they're thinking about getting married, they should be able to have that conversation of why is this such an issue for you? Or maybe it's an issue for her. Maybe there's a specific reason why she feels he should adopt her daughter.
If you were Shannon, let's say the kid's not a teenager, kid's younger. How would you feel about this, Heidi? Would you still get married to this guy, or would you be like going, look, I feel strongly about you adopting my kid, and if you don't want to, then maybe we're just not meant to be a family?
As long as he's good to my child, I wouldn't have an issue with it. I mean,
okay, so you would get married without the adoption.
Marriages end up in divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's concerned if it doesn't work out, is he going to then be liable for this child until the child's 18?
I'm sure that's probably the number one reason. I'd love to get him on if we can to find out, but I bet probably that is what's going through his head is say, if this marriage doesn't work out, then now all of a sudden I'm on the hook for this. And you don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, that's 18 years of dealing, depending on the age of the child, how many years you have to deal with that child, even if you're not married to the child's mother anymore. That's a blow.
I bet right now, Virginia, we could get a ton of people on who's paying for a kid that's not theirs because they decided to adopt when they got married.
And I mean, it does suck for you financial, but you took on that responsibility to be that parent because that kid didn't have one. So at that point, I think you just have to suck it up and say, you know what? This is the difference I'm going to make in this child's life. And even if my marriage didn't work out, I want to be that person because this kid doesn't have one.
Right. Okay. Well, Well, you got a lot to think about there, Shannon, but I would say right now a majority of people are actually not siding with you, saying, look, I wouldn't make it a big deal. If he's good to your daughter or good enough already, you don't see him treating the kids any differently. Just because he doesn't want to adopt probably has to do more with money in case things don't work out. So that's just what you got to decide. If this is a real sticking point for you, then maybe you need to end it. But otherwise,
and how
it's
hot,
not that big a deal.
How hot are you compared to how hot he is? Because if you're super hot, you can demand that he adopt the kid.
You can. Okay, is that what it is?
So.
Is that what it is, Virginia?
I really think whoever holds the power in the relationship can say what's going to happen.
Sometimes I don't know if people are a good judge on that. They may think they're hotter than they are.
Be realistic.
Yeah, they may not know that. All right, anything else to add? 877-979-WRMF. Pretty proud to hear that Rocco has been minding his language somewhat.
He is doing a lot better.
Okay. Not as many F-bombs from this 4-year-old.
Right.
So coming up here in just a second, you do have to know it's not going to be a dirty word that we bleeped out. It's the Rocco match game that we got for you here. We're going to play a clip from Rocco. We bleeped out one of the words. If you can guess what it is, you got that Brightline First Class Select Pass. It's a pair of passes that you can check out. The Brightline, get anywhere throughout South Florida. Ride in style, Virginia. And you like the first class. That's where they do the booze, right?
It is. It's unlimited beverages, which
Okay.
is so fun and dangerous.
So if you're like in Lauderdale, West Palm, and you're going to go see J-Lo this weekend, that'd be perfect.
Perfect.
Hop right off from the Brightline station in Miami and go right over to AAA.
Buy your tickets ahead of time, though, because if you want to use that coupon code, you can't wait till the last minute.
Okay. All right. So that's why you got to win coming up with us. Jump on the line, 877-979-9763. We'll play next. What we got here, the baby Rocco match game, and Lewis is on from West Palm Beach to play along. Hello, Lewis.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Now, I don't know if you'd heard the story, but Virginia was having some problems with her 4-year-old Rocco. He was using a little bit too much profanity, dropping the F-bomb a lot, and we actually had a problem, too. He was getting onto the KVJ Snapchat and saying F words and sending it directly to some of our listeners.
Which was terrible. I apologize.
Yeah, it was tough. We really did not want that to be happening.
He's been reprimanded.
Oh, he has?
He has.
Okay, has he been sending out any more snaps to anybody?
No.
Okay.
He sends out snaps, but he knows he cannot curse. Damn it, Rocco.
Well, you just cursed right there, Virginia. See where he's getting it from.
Jbird's out today, by the way. A lot of people are texting me, where's Jbird? He's not feeling good.
Yeah.
So he's under the weather today.
Okay, so here's what we got. We got a clip for you. There is a word that is bleeped out. It is a word that you can say on the radio. So tell us, what is this word that Baby Rocco's saying that we've bleeped out here, Lewis?
Hey, Mom, I think I left my over there.
Okay. Okay.
That's interesting. Probably toy.
You're going with toy. No, I don't think that is it. I don't think. Let me see here.
Hey, Mom, I think I left my pants over there.
Pants.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. All right, well, that was a good try. Let's do one more here we got for you. Let's see. Tell me, what is the word that should be here?
It would make me happy if you would me.
It would make me happy if you would bleep me. Okay.
Tickle?
Is it tickle? All right, let's see here.
It would make me happy if you would tickle me.
Okay, yeah. Very nice. Nice job there, Lewis. You got the word correct, and that means you're going to be hooked up first class style on the Brightline, my man.
Awesome. Woo!
Yeah, it's very nice. Good job. Virginia loves riding first class on that Brightline.
I do. Get there early because you want to enjoy the little VIP lounge. They put out wine and cheese and all kinds of meats, and it's beautiful.
Okay. Can you get champagne there in the first class?
You can.
Well.
You can get Prosecco, and you can get craft beer, and you can get other wines and other selections as well, juices. Soda, whatever your heart desires.
All right, very nice. Well, congratulations on that, Lewis, and enjoy your trip wherever you might be going from West Palm Beach, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, there you go, buddy. Yeah, the latest on that is Boca apparently is getting close to getting a station.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It does make sense. Like, if you live in Boca,
It does.
You're never going to be able to enjoy the Brightline because you're not going to drive to West Palm. And if you drive to Fort Lauderdale, then you're already in Fort Lauderdale. You're almost to Miami. Like, it just...
Yeah.
I see what they're saying.
And they think maybe Hollywood might get a station too. I think the question is going to be like, how much is too much? When is it all good and when have we done too much?
And when is it just, too many stops? Now it's the Tri-Rail, but it's just fancier.
Right. And that's kind of what they're saying that maybe it's heading towards. So I don't know. They are doing the summer fare starting at just $10. So if you sign up for a new Brightline account, you can get a free ride if you go to GoBrightline.com. They've got the hookup there for you. Well, if you got a kid that watches the Disney Channel at all, you know that in those kid shows, they're always throwing laugh tracks in there because apparently a laugh track makes everything funny. Just by hearing other people laugh, you're like going, okay, well, I got to get on the joke here. Yeah, according to this new study, they say a laugh track really does make bad jokes seem funnier. The researchers were testing out dad jokes with and without a laugh track, and they say people found them funnier when they heard them with the fake laughs.
Oh.
And they scored higher. So maybe this is the issue that we have with producer Denny's joke jury is, Virginia, we just need to start adding in a laugh track. If we did, it'd be so much funnier.
I love it. I'm down for the idea.
Yeah, it just makes your jokes sound better.
Okay, so what we did here to really put it to the test, we taken some of Denny's worst jokes, ones that got no reaction and actually got, instead of the laughs, they got the dreaded crickets.
Ooh.
So can we go from a cricket to an actual laugh just with a laugh track? Okay.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. The dad jokes. How can you tell when a dad joke has become a grandpa joke?
I don't know. How can you tell?
It's apparent. I love it. See, I say we add that all the time.
Okay. All right. These originally got crickets. Can they actually get laughs just by adding a laugh track in here? We put it to the test. All right. What do we got here? Joke number one, Dennys.
What did Jay-Z name his recently planted oak?
I don't know. What did he name his recently planted oak?
Treeonce. Does it help?
It does.
It does, ever so slightly.
It doesn't make it good, but it's better. I think it is better. I think there's something to this. All right, joke number two.
What kind of music does the Greek god Poseidon listen to?
I don't know. What kind of music does it listen to, Dennys?
Only songs in the key of C. I'm a big fan.
It helps. It really does.
He's got two laughs out of me. Keep going, Dennys. You got a hot hand.
All right. What does Adele use to treat her sunburns?
I don't know. What does she use to treat her sunburns?
Aloe. Oh, I'm a big fan of this.
This is pumping Dennys up so much.
It does.
Because normally when he gets hit with the crickets, you can just see his whole demeanor just shrivels.
It's sad.
The deflation.
But right now, he's in what you call a power stance, Virginia.
He loves it.
He's got his shoulders back. He's got confidence. He's got wind in his sails.
I feel like I'm crushing it with these fake laughs.
He's crushing it over here. All right, what we got next, Dennys?
All right. What after-school club specializes in amphetamines?
I would like it already.
I don't know.
The Methletes.
I kind of want to mix in a cricket with that.
Cricket and laughs. It'll confuse me.
All right, final one. Bring it home here.
Why did the bagel shop get ejected from the elections?
I don't know. Why did they get ejected from the elections?
Because of their schmear campaign.
What do you think, Virginia? Do you agree with the study? Does it help?
Absolutely.
It does actually help.
It really does.
Now you can see why they do it.
Yeah.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Oh, yeah. Got a little bit of an update for you here in the Whacked Out News today. Yesterday, we were just talking about that fight that had happened with the families at Disneyland, people getting kicked out of Disney for life and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Jbird said he watched it, and It was one of the most intense, brutal fights he's ever seen.
Well, they kind of broken it down now, and 3 people have been arrested from that fight that happened in Anaheim and after it went viral.
Hopefully the guy that punched a woman, hopefully he was one of the ones that got arrested.
I would think so. He sounded like he was one of the highlights of the viral footage. It showed 2 men, 2 women throwing punches at each other with kids around. Some of them were in strollers. A 35-year-old guy's been arrested on several charges for attacking his sister, brother-in-law, and girlfriend. So that guy, it sounds like the guy that Jbird was talking about, has gotten arrested.
Wow.
His sister and brother-in-law were also arrested for throwing punches during the brawl.
So it wasn't 2 fighting families, it was 1 fighting family?
Might have been from at least the arrests.
They were fighting their own family?
Kind of sounds like it.
Oh, no. I thought it was 2 different factions fighting each other, and it was within their own family?
Kind of sounds like a tequila story, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes. I don't know what was going on, but probably alcohol was involved somewhere. This might be the case as well. There's a Fort Pierce man that got arrested after urinating on the side of a squad car that was in the police department parking lot.
I mean, dude, what are you thinking?
And he's doing it on bike. He rode right by the do not enter sign on the gated lot. And they're like going, is your guy peeing on the car?
They probably couldn't believe it.
Like, you have got some onions. If you're going to ride your bike into the police lot and then start peeing right there on their cars. He admitted to drinking 3 beers.
Whatever. Lowball.
He was charged with trespassing. I don't know about I'd get him for a urination charge too, I'd think. But.
No one's going to be mad either if he gets roughed up a little bit on the way. I mean, that's just stupid.
He didn't have far to go. He's already in the lot, so, I mean, maybe you drag him up the stairs a little bit. I don't know. There's a woman near Tampa who woke her husband up on Monday by grabbing his most sensitive of areas and squeezing them as hard as she could. He was in so much pain, he actually called 911. Now, when the cops showed up, she had a different story. She's like, oh no, he's got it all wrong. I was just trying to, quote, arouse him. But he took it the wrong way. Cops are like, nah, not buying it. Domestic battery charge for you, girl. There's a woman in Georgia that busted into the kitchen at a McDonald's and fired a shot into the floor simply because her French fries were cold. She was that upset and was losing it just because she had some cold fries.
People are wound tight, Kevin.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is with people in the fast food stuff, but the drive-thru lane, this is a fun little thing. I don't know if you saw this story. This woman in Oregon, she went through the Taco Bell drive-thru on Saturday, and a cop is behind her.
Okay, so you better be on your best behavior, lady.
She probably didn't even see the cop at all. And so what she does is she pours some Hennessy into the drive-thru worker's mouth.
What?
She got a bottle of Hennessy, so that's open container right there in the car. So as soon as she pulls out of the Taco Bell drive-thru line, cop goes, whoop. Sure enough, the 23-year-old chick was hammered.
Girl, what are you doing?
Yeah. And in a bad combination, in addition to it being National Tequila Day, it's also National Drive-Thru Day.
Don't put them together.
Do not put them together.
Learn from Hennessy.
Yes.
Do not put those together.
Do not put them together.
And don't ask for a Mexi Melt either, because they don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
I know. It's earth-shattering news. If you haven't heard, they took the Mexi Melt off the menu.
What?
And I'm still not okay.
They say there's this guy in Australia. He got in a little bit of trouble. He was busted with $140 million worth of meth in his van.
What?
Okay, so you're driving around with $140 million worth of meth in your van in Australia, and he's not careful enough to not crash into some police cars.
He crashed into the cops.
Crashed into the police cars with $140 million of meth in his van.
This would be one of the easiest drug busts the New South Wales police has ever made. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. This 26-year-old Browler man has certainly had a very, very bad day. Crashing into police vehicles with that amount of drugs on board is somewhat unheard of, and it is an exceptional set of circumstances.
That's why you don't get high off your own supply.
No, you don't. No.
You dummy.
Big dummy. $140 million worth? That's crazy.
I can't even imagine how much that is. That had to fill the whole van, right?
I would hope so. $140 million worth, that's a lot of meth. I don't know what meth's going for, but I thought it was supposed to be relatively cheap. I don't know. We have some bad customer service here today. One from Amazon. One of their drivers in the UK got caught on camera pooping in a customer's yard.
Well, maybe it was an emergency. I mean,
Okay.
you have to really get to the source of what was going on. I say forgiveness for anybody who has explosive diarrhea and no choice.
Okay.
They didn't mean to. They weren't doing it as a weapon. They weren't trying to
Sure.
hurt you.
When you got to go, you got to go.
I've been in that situation.
Okay.
And it's not fun.
So not that bad. So you're giving Amazon a pass on this.
If, in fact, he was just doing it because he had explosive butt. Now, if he was doing it because he hated those people, that's totally
Right.
different.
You got to see if there's a connection or not and get more to the story. What about this? Do you give a customer service pass on this? Forever 21, the clothing store, sent people Atkins bars along with the plus size clothing they had ordered, and the people who received it were not happy with the message.
Oh, that's poor taste. That's rogue. That's not Forever 21. That is some rogue fulfillment employee that is just feeling funny.
No pass on that one?
No pass.
Okay, what about this? There was a taco festival in California that got a lot of people disappointed because they had promised unlimited beer and tacos and then proceeded to run out of both.
Oh, poor form.
That's really poor form. Unlimited beer and tacos.
What time did they run out?
It didn't say.
Because that
but,
is important.
I mean, you have to have so much beer and so many tacos in California, anywhere. I mean, it's a great concept.
It is. Did the people pay like one price to get in?
Yeah, I think it was like the one payment deal. You get it, and then, so if you paid that kind of money, you're just not happy. Be like, this is not what I paid for.
Those people are going to start torching your tents.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to get, you think it is going to turn into the fire festival.
You can't, I mean, you shouldn't run out, though. I mean, you can go to the store and buy more during the festival. I know because I've been at a festival that had to do it.
I don't know what it is. I think like anybody thinks they can put on a festival these days. And all these people are putting on these really bunk and terrible festivals.
Putting on a festival is very tricky. I've got to see it from behind the scenes, and you really have to be one step ahead or 2 steps ahead at every given point.
You know. All right, there you go. So don't believe it when you go to that all-you-can drink beer and taco festival. Oh, and just a quick note, too, on the Amazon story, the Amazon driver and the whacked out news that was busted taking a dump in somebody's yard. Somebody said, I used to do landscaping and took a dump in a client or two's lawn. Hey, when you got to go, you got to go. So it does happen.
But do you do it to hurt them, or do you do it because it's going to hurt you if you don't?
I think it's when you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, when you got to go, and that has to be forgivable.
Yeah. I think that's just all it is.
The call of nature sometimes takes over the body.
Yeah.
And it's either you make a mess in the yard or you make a mess all over your clothes and your car.
When you got to go, you got to go.
I have sympathy because I've been there.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, you're not going to sit in judgment.
I am not, because I want to apologize to anybody that may have found the present I left.
You left a present?
I did.
Did you really?
Right off of Dixie Highway.
Oh, my goodness,
There are
Virginia.
some bushes that cover like this AC unit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I went behind the bushes next to the AC unit, and I couldn't help myself.
What do you think you would have said if they would have caught you? Like, how would you have responded? Would you have been mouthy or would you have been apologetic?
I would have been apologetic, and I would have tried to explain what was going on.
Really? Okay, you'd be like, mind your own business. When you got to take a dump, you got to take a dump.
No, I would have tried to win them over.
Okay. It would have been any kind of...
But lucky for me, I found bushes that covered this whole entire, unit. It was like an AC unit, but it was covered by bushes. So if you went, it was kind of like a little maze. You go back behind the bushes. I mean, literally, nobody could see me. The only way I would have been busted is if somebody saw me going in or coming out.
All right, so you felt pretty good. You felt like, okay.
I was quick.
That's the way to do it. Yeah,
I was so quick.
You don't want to be lawless and just make it. I mean, even if you do it back in the bushes, it might, decompose before.
Hopefully they'll think it's from an animal.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody
That's
comes
a tough
to repair
game.
the AC.
That's a tough game when you find a random large poo and you're playing that game, human or animal, and it's on your own property. You don't want to. It's not a fun game to play.
No.
Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to kvjshow.com and click KVJ Gear.
Well, Virginia, you're talking about how you're kind of revamping your daughter Magnolia's room. She is going to be a teenager now, and it's kind of making that transition from little girl to wanting to do big girl stuff.
There was so much stuff in her room, and the walls were bright blue, and she's like, Mom, I want the walls to be pastel pink, and I'm going to be a minimalist. I'm like, what?
Wait, what is all this?
She wants all the stuff out of the room, including all the furniture. And she wants to just go like modern and sleek and just like barely anything in the room. I'm like, what? There's so much stuff in here.
Yeah. That's just her whole thing, because it probably looks all grown up, right?
It does.
And that's the ultimate thing that she wants to be, is grown up.
And it's the opposite of what her mother has. I have just stuff everywhere on all the walls and just chaos on the walls.
Right.
Which I love, but she's like, I want to be a minimalist.
Now, where is her privacy constraint set? Like, does she happen to do any kind of like diary or anything like that? I'm sure at least, and I don't even know if today girls are doing like the regular writing in an actual diary, because you got smartphones and maybe they're just making notes in there.
I know she makes notes in her iPad because I see her doing it.
Okay, that's the modern
I think
diary.
she makes video blogs too, little vlogs.
Really?
Yeah, she does all kind of stuff.
Okay, so is that stuff fair game for you to look at?
Yes. Although she keeps her Snapchat kind of private. I asked her, I'm like, can I be your friend on Snapchat? And she told me no.
Really?
I haven't really tried to enforce it because I don't think she's up to anything bad. I'm her friend on other social media, Instagram, and I see what she's up to there.
Yeah, but I'm curious what the right answer is for this, because, and maybe there's a different answer for every single platform. Because my daughter's 21, my son is 11, and she is wanting to go through his phone and check all of his text messages and see what he's doing. Now, I don't know if it's that she's trying to be a good big sister or she's just trying to be nosy. And he's like, no, I'm 11, I get privacy. She's like, at 11, you don't get privacy. She said, you don't get privacy till you're 18 and you leave the house. Now, that's convenient for her to say since she's left the house and she's over 18.
But you don't get privacy from mom and dad. If mom
okay,
and
so
dad
wait,
want to
sister's
go,
got her own rules?
Sister doesn't get to go through other siblings'
Yes,
phones.
okay.
Mom and dad get to go through Cannon's phone, but sister doesn't get to go through Cannon's phone.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, and I don't know if I'm being overbearing, but I feel like as long as you're under the age of 18 and you live under my roof, if I feel the need, don't give me a need, but if I feel the need, I will check whatever you have. And if you will not give me access to your social media, your text or whatever, everything is gone. And I feel that that is the only way to do it. And kids can't cry, I deserve privacy and blah, blah, blah. No.
I'm here to protect you. It's my job to keep you from making dumb decisions, which we were all teenagers.
Right.
We were all young people. We know how many dumb decisions we made. It's our job to protect them from doing that.
Right. And I'm not going to do it for the sake of just being nosy. Because, hey, look, that's fine. And I guess that might be the question. When do you step in? Now, if you suspect that your kid is dating, you don't want them dating, and you're going and checking in on that to see what they're doing, maybe with this person.
I don't know. I think it's fair game.
It's always still fair game even for that reason.
If you have reason to be suspicious that they're in some sort of danger, it is fair game to look on any device, read any journal, eavesdrop, get in the bushes, do what you got to do.
The question is how do you define, maybe it's not necessarily danger, like physical harm, but it's you're afraid that maybe somebody could be bullying them. They could be bullying somebody else. They could be talking about drugs or sex that you don't want them to be involved in. That's not necessarily physical harm, but you're like saying, look, I don't want you involved in any of that stuff, so I'm going to check everything I want.
And opening yourself up to social media harm is terrible, too. Magnolia told me that she knows a girl, I won't say any names, but she knows somebody who was solicited by another little boy for nude pictures, and he was very forceful about it. And she luckily didn't give them to him, but that's the kind of stuff going on. Okay,
Yeah.
What if someone would solicit my child or your child
Right.
for nude pictures? Would they be strong enough to know to say no? Have we talked to them about that? Like, it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
We got to be involved.
No, you've got to be all over your kid's stuff, and you should have a right to do and to dive into anything you want. I've got no apologies. If I want, I'll jump into Cannon, who's 11. I'll jump right into his text messages, and I'm even going so far as, like, when I see a number I don't recognize, I'm just deleting it and blocking it.
Who is he texting?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like. And I ask him, like, who are you texting? He's like, I don't know. I get these random texts every now and then.
Oh, no.
And I'm jumping in it because, yeah, I mean, did you hear the story about this girl that I guess got these texts from the Santa app? It's kind of crazy.
He was sitting right next to her, and she said, hey, with a heart, and it automatically responded, what are you wearing? He kept on asking, why do you want to know what my child's wearing? I'm going to report you to the police. Some of the responses were more like generic responses, but then you got to the end of it, and this Santa Claus asked how old you were, and it said 8 again. Well, you're too young for me. It makes me sick to my stomach to feel that there's someone out there that would use something so precious as Santa to target children.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That is crazy.
And you're like saying, okay, if I can't trust a Santa app.
You can't trust anything. You really can't. You got to keep an eye on everything and see what they're up to. And if you get suspicious, dig deeper.
Yeah, that's why I was curious if Magnolia is giving you any brushback for you prying and snooping and saying, look.
Oh, you know how nosy I am.
Oh, I know.
You know I'm in it. I eavesdrop. I do the whole 9 yards. I listen at her door when she's having sleepovers and she closes the door. Oh, yeah, I'm that mom.
And she complains or no?
No, she didn't know. She still doesn't know. I probably shouldn't have said it on the radio.
She's all over it now. Uh-huh.
She's at the dentist. I know she's not listening.
Okay. Virginia's got a teenager now, and she's trying to deal with all the things that come with it, including her wanting to completely redo her room and the cost that comes with that.
Changes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's painful.
Somebody texted in and said, my daughter does the same thing, Virginia. She wants to be a minimalist. Everything is white and gray.
Yes. White, gray.
Is this what the kids' thing is? They want to be minimal? That's what the word is now?
The most bold color in her room right now is taupe.
Really?
It's like so boring in there.
This is the style now for kids
And
to
if you walk,
bland?
the rest of my house is like colorful and bright.
Yeah.
And there's pictures on every wall. I'm actually running out of room to hang pictures, and it's stressing me out because I want to hang more pictures. She has, it looks like a dentist office in there. There's nothing going on.
Really? That's so random and weird.
I know.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I liked stickers all over the things,
posters.
Yeah.
I had like blue walls, red walls.
I made my own artwork, and I would like hang it up.
Mine were yellow. Yeah, bright, sunshiny.
I don't get these kids today.
Are these kids all depressed? Is that
All
what's going
depressed
on?
and minimal and emo.
No wonder. It's because your room. Somebody said when my daughter was 13, she never allowed me to be her friend on social media until she turned 16. Now she's open with everything, so I think it might just be a phase. It's kind of weird. I guess every kid's going to be different, though.
Okay.
And then somebody pointed out, Caitlin, your daughter does not have the right or authority to go through Cannon's phone. No, you're right. She is not a parent. I know. I think she just does it because she's nosy.
Yeah. And it's antagonizing.
Absolutely.
Him. So it's going to not have the good effect for you because you need him to know that you can take his phone whenever you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, she just does that. It drives my wife crazy. She's just like, I can't even have you two together because all this is fighting and like, I don't want it. All right, Jbird out sick today. He's phoned in his thought to his boy Dennys, who's going to take us to the After the Show podcast here. What you got in your thought for the day?
All right, let's see. There is only one way to avoid criticism. Do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing.
Oh, Dennys, the delivery.
That's what it's all about.
Dramatic pauses.
So good.
Authority.
You're a good reader. We usually don't get that.
Poor Bird's listening right now weeping.
Yes.
I'm a good reader.
Looking for what's going on in South Florida? Sign up for our KVJ E-Blast and stay connected.